Good evening. I'm going to continue to give a talk on COVID-19 outbreak. I've been giving series of talks for the past 1 week. Already I completed 8 talks on COVID-19. My target is completing 19 talks on COVID-19. So today's talk theme is sustainable development. Sustainable development. Yesterday I was talking about restoration of the ecosystem, renovating the ecosystem. Yesterday I was talking about the globe, equator, and 40-degree north, 65-degree north, 80-degree north and south, the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. They contain hundreds of ecosystems. Actually, the northern part, especially the Arctic region, ecosystem is known as tundra or taiga. Then comes boreal forest, another ecosystem. It encircles the whole globe. The boreal forests are mostly the pine trees, and actually they produce so much of oxygen, and the atmosphere is replenished every day. And then comes deciduous forests, especially in Canada, America, and comes tropical rainforest like South America, Africa, equator, and then there are so many other ecosystems like savanna, that is grasslands, and chaparral, and mountains, lakes. Ocean is also an ecosystem. There are hundreds of ecosystems. So every ecosystem is destroyed around the globe because of 7 plus billion human beings. Every ecosystem is colonized. Mountains, rivers, lakes, even oceans, even skies, space station. Everything is colonized by humans. So what is the restoration of an ecosystem? I think we need to give back nature its own place. We better move away gently from the mountains, from the lakes, from the rivers, from the oceans, from the sky. Leave the nature to reclaim its own habitat. There are 24 hotspots, people say, around the globe. They are the 24 Garden of Edens. One example is Amazon, or Africa, Wango Delta, or Ngorongoro Crater, or Western Ghats in India. These are known as the hotspots of biodiversity. There are 24 of them. So I think we need to give them their own place. Don't interfere with them and allow them to replenish and come back to normalcy, because we have been interfering with them too much. Step out. Yesterday I was talking about northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. I told you Arctic Circle belongs to polar bears. Why humans are living there? Why don't you come down to closer to equator, so you provide the place for the polar bears? That is the way we restore an Arctic ecosystem like taiga or tundra ecosystems, or even boreal forest. Humans have been colonizing even boreal forest. Come down and let them reclaim. So why do you go and colonize like the southern Argentina, especially Patagonia or Antarctica, the southern hemisphere? Why do you go and colonize there? Why do you go and fish in Antarctic waters? That food belongs to penguins, especially emperor penguins land the southern hemisphere. Why humans go and colonize there? Especially in the South America, Patagonia. Why we live there? Clear Antarctica, the continent of Antarctica. Wow, only ice. See that? Humans, exit from there. You need to exit and come to your space to equator. Maybe 40 degrees north, 40 degrees south. That is the way restoring the ecosystem, or restoring an ecosystem. Humans get out from every ecosystem. Of course, we need to live too. I'm not telling that we should die, all of us. No, you have your own place. Find your own place. Don't go and occupy the whole planet. It's a big planet. There is place for everybody. So why do you fight? Why do you drive out species to the brink of extinction? We need not sideline and oppress any species. We can live beside them, along with them. Anyway, the second point, what COVID-19 is teaching, sustainable development. What is that? What is a sustainable development? A small definition, a shortest definition. I want to read as follows. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Did you understand that? Again, I want to read the definition of sustainable development. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This word has been spoken all over the world, especially from 1992, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. That was the first United Nations climate summit. That is the word they coined at that time, and a definition was made. And then came in 1997 Kyoto in Japan, sustainable development. Then came Copenhagen, Denmark, 2009 or 10, sustainable development. Then came South Africa, Durban, 2011, sustainable development. Then came 2015, Paris Summit, sustainable development. Some examples. What is a sustainable development? Examples. Using recycled materials or renewable resources when building is an example of sustainable development. Building a new community in a previously undeveloped area without destroying the ecosystem or harming the environment is a good example of sustainable development. There are so many other examples I can give. For example, when you want to build a house, you don't have to destroy trees. You don't have to destroy grasslands. You don't have to destroy any nature. Build around nature. Let nature live. Also, you find a small place where you can inhabit. Look at the fox. Look at the birds. A big tree, birds don't nest whole tree. They can build a 5-star nest. They don't do that. They take only a small space which is fitting to its own size. It's a tight fit. Look at the foxes. The whole mountain is there. A fox can drill a hole from one end of the mountain to the another end. It can make a 1,000,000-star hotel or a 1,000,000-star house. Big hole. Fox doesn't do that. It takes a tight fit. Only that much. It goes inside tight fit and comes out. Also it gives birth in a tight fit. Learn from nature. That is sustainable development. You take and leave the other place for other creatures. You don't have to destroy other creatures in order to make your own living. That is what I'm afraid we have been doing so many years. So let us come back to the Bible. The Bible, Genesis 2:15. The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 15. Till it and keep it. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden, and he told to him, till it and keep it. The other translation is, cultivate it and keep it. Oh my God. Does it sound shocking to you? Sustainable development. Till it and keep it. Cultivate and keep it. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Yeah, that is the truth. You take everything, whatever you want. In other words, use it, don't abuse it. Use is justified. 7 billion or 8 billion humans, come on, take and use the resources. You are the citizen of this common home. You have your own rights. Nobody can censor your right to pleasure. Nobody can censor. Of course, nobody can sanction too. The censor and sanction, only God can do. No leader on this earth have the right to do that. That is what COVID-19 is teaching us. Till it and keep it. Sustainable development. At last, all the 215 or 220 countries, they have come to focus their attention only on sustainable development. Every president, every prime minister talks about sustainable development, sustainable development, sustainable development. In other words, till it and keep it, till it and keep it, till it and keep it. Cultivate it and keep it. Genesis 2:15. At last, the Bible makes sense. 2:15 is the mantra of sustainable development. COVID-19 brought us a better understanding of sustainable development. We have been really going berserk without any break. We were exploiting resources, consumption, production, etc., etc. COVID-19, keep it. Slow down. I think we have tilled too much and kept too little. Use it, don't abuse it. That is the lesson from the COVID-19. I want to interpret till it and keep it in a theological basis provided by Pope Francis in his 2015 encyclical Laudato Si. That is paragraph number 67. His writing is brilliant. I would like to read his writing to you just to explain what sustainable development means, what COVID-19 is telling to us. Pope Francis has written in 2015. I'm going to read the interpretation of Genesis chapter 2, 15, and also the planet Earth's mantra, the United Nations summits, all of them, as I told you, Rio de Janeiro, Kyoto, Japan, Copenhagen, Denmark, Durban, South Africa, Paris, and Stockholm, Vienna, Basel, Montreal, all those summits, only one word: sustainable development. Till it and keep it. COVID-19 taught us, I think, in a different level. Maybe COVID-19 has given us time to contemplate on these two words, till it and keep it. Here is Pope Francis in the paragraph number 67 of Laudato Si, writes as follows: the biblical text ought to be read in their context with an appropriate hermeneutic, recognizing that they tell us to till and keep it, the garden of the world. Tilling refers to cultivating, plowing, or working, while keeping means caring, protecting, overseeing, and preserving. This implies a relationship of mutual responsibility between human beings and nature. Each community can take from the bounty of the earth whatever it needs for subsistence, but it also has the duty to protect the earth and to ensure its fruitfulness for coming generations. So many people are going to come after us. The earth is the Lord's. That is what Pontiff writes. To him belongs the earth with all that is within it. A quote from Deuteronomy chapter 10:14. Thus God rejects every claim to absolute ownership. In Leviticus chapter 25 verse 23 we read, "The land shall not be sold in perpetuity, for the land is mine. For you are strangers and sojourners with me." That is what God is telling. That is what COVID-19 is telling. Till it and keep it. This earth is not yours. This earth belongs to the past, belongs to the present, and belongs to the future. Thank you.